Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is the fourth movie in the Abbott and Costello rewatch series that I'm doing. I have watched these movies before. This one, it's only my second time. It is Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer Boris Karloff. It's from 1949, and it's supposed to be a horror comedy kind of thing, more like a detective who's done it, murder mystery kind of set in a resort hotel. Unfortunately, this is my least favorite of the Abbott and Costello films because, granted, the comedy elements are there. It's just that it feels like everybody else is kind of like either mismatched or they seem to be going through the motions. To be honest, even Abbott and Costello don't seem to be at their best for this particular movie. I haven't read anything about whether that they were not happy with the script or they were not happy with anything else. I don't know. I never heard anything like that. It just feels like to me, but this is one that it's not a very memorable movie, except for the fact that there is Boris Karloff in this movie. Now, if you don't know who Boris Karloff is, I suggest you go online, check out some of his movies from this classic icon, horror actor, classic actor is what I can call it. Anyway. So along with Abbott and Costello, which is basically Bud Abbott and Louis Costello, you've got Boris Karloff. You also have Lenore Aubert as Angela Gordon. Oh, by the way, Boris Karloff plays a character named Swami Taipur. And all the funny odd names that they were given. Characters were given in movies for Indian kind of mystic kind of thing. Gal Moore plays Jeff Wilson, Donna Martell plays Betty Crandall, Alan Mowbray plays Melton, and you got the Inspector Wellman character played by James Flavin, so on and so forth. Lot of actors in this one, even though it is actually set in a hotel resort. So it's basically that in this movie, Costello plays a bellboy who is on the verge of being fired when he insults a very prominent lawyer a criminal lawyer who's come to stay at the resort, and he gets fired for his insubordination and his making fun of when I say making fun of, he irritates the guest, the prestigious guest. That's my water, by the way. There it is. So because of that, he is fired from the job, and he actually threatens, in the way that Costello would actually do. Of course, he's never going to say anything this seriously, but he does threaten the guest, and he ends up. Later on that night, he goes to the lawyer's room to actually go and apologize, but he finds him dead. So he tries to hide most of the evidence, but the evidence keeps coming back to him. Dead bodies all seem to be surrounding him. So the main comedy from this movie is Costello finds a dead body and he's trying to convince Abbott and other people that the dead body is there. But when they come around to check it out, the body has been moved, or other individual bodies have been moved. So it's kind of like done to death in this movie. I think that is another reason why I am not really a big fan. I didn't actually find it funny for the most part. There's a scene in which, or a couple of scenes actually, in which Abbott is pretending to be, Costello is pretending to be a maid, and he is, there's a character who actually flirts with him. I think that probably is a little bit funnier than most of the other things, but he is on house arrest in the hotel, as far as you can call it, house arrest. And as they try, and he and Abbott trying to find the actual killer, and they have their own suspicions. I'm going to tell you much more about that, but of course, Boris Karloff turns out to be he's actually leading a group of people who are into this. And that's all I'm going to mention about this particular movie. Like I mentioned, I wasn't, I don't know, if it's an Abbott and Costello movie and I'm going to spend a lot of my time on the phone because I'm a little bit bored, that kind of tells you, because I am a person who's always nostalgic for Abbott and Costello movies, but this one I'm not really sure I'll ever watch this again. I know this is the second time. I actually watched it just for the sole sake of reviewing. Excuse me. And I couldn't be bothered for the most part, to be honest. So that's kind of it. Boris Karloff, I felt, was a little bit wasted over here. I mean, they could have had him portray a more sinister character, perhaps a monster from the Universal, perhaps even the Mummy character, something like that. But I didn't feel like they really utilized him all that much. But yeah, it's still my Abbott and Costello collection, my 8 movie DVDs, and then I've also got ability to stream some of these movies. But um, that's kind of sorry, it's um, yeah, it's my collection as well as. But I actually watched it on streaming service, so that's about it. The movie I probably will give it a 6 out of 10, or maybe a 6.5 out of 10, I guess. Not something that I really want to spend more time on watching it again. Maybe I eventually will, because I'm always going to be nostalgic for these kind of movies. So the rest of the movies are pretty much great. So except for this, and maybe a couple of these are not that all that fun. Anyway, that's it for my review for Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer, Boris Karloff, co-starring Boris Karloff. Thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next review pretty soon.